Hi, I'm Bry Cox, BryCoxWORKSHOPS.com. I have a very interesting photographer question this week, and it's on working together as a married couple. How to do it, what some tips I might have. Apparently, they don't know I'm not married. If they had been to any one of my workshops, they would know that I have yet in life to ever be married. I'm not married, so I'm quite an expert in how to work together as a married couple. I actually do have a lot of thoughts on this. Again, I'm not married. You can completely disagree, but I actually am really curious to hear what you think, because my thoughts have evolved over the years. I've been doing this for full-time over 20 years, and when I was younger doing this, I had in my mind a vision of what it would be like to work with my wife. I actually thought it'd be so fun to have my wife work with me. In my mind, I had this idea, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and she's going to do this, this, and that, and it's just going to work out, and it's going to be amazing. I'm quite older now, and I have a whole different view on it. So I'll give you some of my thoughts. I've kind of made some notes here. So the first one is having segregated specialties. And by the way, I also have some stories of photographers I've taken my course that have been married. I can share those in a minute. But segregated specialties, so in other words, and it's not me telling her what to do, it's me just finding out, hey, and just being open. I think it'd be really fun if you worked with me in my job, in my business. It'd be fun to work together as a couple. Nevertheless, what do you see yourself doing? What's like your role? And then also letting her be the expert in that role. So in other words, if she wants to take over marketing or social media or things that may sound fun to her, maybe she really likes to do sales, doesn't want to deal with social media. Or maybe she really likes being kind of like the manager and calling things up and lining things up and calling suppliers and vendors and kind of making things happen. Great, but then it also means that I need to just trust her and give her that responsibility and not try to constantly second guess her. Or maybe she wants to be a photographer with me, whatever. But in the end, have some distinguishing lines where I just go, I trust you in that, that's what you do. And she trusts me, and that's what I do. And maybe some things overlap, maybe they don't. So the next thing is just in terms of some photographers that have taken my course. So one is a photographer that called me. It was a wife, and she wanted to know whether she should take my course or whether her husband should take my course. And this is for a big, long, week-long, multiple-day course. And I said, well, tell me about your job. That has a lot to do with, what do you guys do? And she's like, well, he's the photographer, and I'm the retoucher. And I think I could gain a lot out of the whole retouching segment of your week. But I think he's going to gain a lot out of the creativity, because this is what she said. She's like, I don't want to say this to him, but he's not very creative. And he's also not very technical. And he comes home with these images, and it's my job to save them. And he goes, yeah, but you're kind of like the lab. I just turn them over to you, and that's what you do. And she was kind of frustrated in the sense that it took her so much work to filter out so many images down to the few better ones and then work them up to try to get them sellable. And she just thought, man, if he goes to your workshop, he's going to shoot fewer images that are better. But if I go, I'm going to be faster at retouching. And my suggestion was, honestly, it'd be good if both of you took the workshop. I realize it costs more money if you both came, but you're both going to get different things out of it, for one. But you're also going to understand each other's roles better. And if anything, hopefully, I'll make him more creative. I'll make him shoot cleaner, better, faster, which is going to help you in retouching. But you're also going to see what goes into him shooting in a whole new perspective, and he's going to see what goes into your retouching in a whole new perspective, and he's going to go, oh, I need to shoot better, and you're going to go, wow, I need to do this. And I think each of your roles are going to grow. So that was my suggestion to them. And I had another photographer take my workshop before, a week-long workshop, and on the first day she said, just so you know, I'm not a photographer. I don't even like photography. I'm just here because my husband wants me to work with him. So he signed me up for your class. And I was like, okay, great. So where everybody else was like, yeah, I really want to learn this, and I really want to learn that, and tell me what you want to learn. What do you want to learn? And they're like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to do this better. Great. And I go to her, what do you want to learn? She's like, I don't want to learn anything. I'm just here because my husband wants me to be. So in talking to her throughout the week, I figured it out. I was like, here's the thing. Your husband really just wants to spend time with you every day. That's what he wants. It doesn't really matter what. He, in his mind, has a vision, kind of like when I was younger. He goes, I'm going to do this, and you're going to do that. And that's how I see it, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be so fun. He goes, but really, underlying all of this, he just wants to spend time with you, and he just wants you there in the room doing anything with him. And what you need to do is figure out, is there something you would love to do in the business? And if he wants you to do sales, but you hate sales, it's true, you both need to be good at sales, but you shouldn't be the salesperson. If you hate it, it's not really your business. I mean, yeah, a couple businesses are your business, but it's not your main business. You're there to kind of be supportive for him. So in that case, what do you love? And she found out she loved the computer work, the retouching, particularly the painting. And I was like, if you just approach him and say, you know what I would like to do is I would like to create things for you to go into the sales room with. I want to create paintings. I want to do some retouching. I want to create works of art. To me, that's the fun stuff. And if you let me do that, I will happily work with you. And she was like, he would love that. And he actually called me like the next week after the workshop, and he was so excited because his wife was working with him, and he wanted to order more of my books and DVDs for both of them. So I think that's the biggest thing, is figure out what you each want to do, figure out how you can both make it work together and not try to, I guess, be the boss of each other. And then the next thing is also, I had another thought, which is in terms of spending time together outside of work. Because I just hear this from couples that have worked together, that when I do a lot of speaking, I've met a lot of couples that have worked together over the years. And one of the things they always say is that they have to do other things together, like go on dates and things. So for me, religiously, we have this thing we call family home evening. And so I don't know if you know that much about me, but so I'm a Christian Mormon is the designation, LDS. But we have this thing where we're supposed to spend a day every week with our family. Typically Monday, it could be any day you want, where you don't go to all the various things and the various responsibilities. You just spend time together as a family. So I think that would be an important thing to add. And then maybe one other thing, which would be just to have a date night with your husband or wife outside of work, so that you have other things you can do together outside of just the work. Anyway, so those are my thoughts. I'm sure I missed some big major things as well. But disagree with me or agree with me, let me know, comment below, subscribe to all my other videos and this video on whatever page you're watching it on, and share this with your photographer friends, and let them know too that I also have a full courses on lighting, on workflow, on digital production for video, all this kind of stuff, sales, all at my website, BryCoxWORKSHOPS, BryCoxWORKSHOPS.com. All right, until next time, America.